Here's a hopefully quick tutorial about how to save your pictures when you're working in GIMP. I want it to be brief, but I also don't want to forget anything because this is a very important lesson. If you do this wrong, you almost certainly will be redoing your work until you figure out how to save properly. I've seen students lose their files for many days in a row because they didn't follow these directions. So let's assume I was editing this picture. When you save in GIMP, like almost every program, there's save and save as. Just remember that save will put it right where it currently is, and it will change the version that you had saved before. Save as is what you do when you're starting a new picture, or when you're changing the name, or you don't want to overwrite the one that you currently have on the disk. For right now, since I don't want this to save over the original, I'm going to do a save as, and sometimes it will open up like this. The dialog will look this way, and this is dangerous because it's putting it where it wants to and it's not even really showing you where that's going. So I'm going to suggest right away that you click on the plus next to browse for other folders, unless it's already open, but that'll look like this. This gives you control rather than relying on the program. You can indicate right where this is going. This tells you where it is going, but where I want it to go will be on the network in my folder. Now notice this, it says mpetty. That's very misleading because that sounds like it's my folder. Sometimes it'll say my documents. Very misleading. Don't click on that. Look for the one that has your name, your username, on DC backup. That's very important. I'll say that again. You look for your username on DC backup because that's your network folder so that it doesn't get erased overnight. This one here is probably on the computer itself. If you save there, it's going to get wiped off by deep freeze. If you save on the desktop, it's going to get wiped off. If you save on the local disk, it's going to get wiped off. So look for that DC backup. That's really the key. Once you do that, you've got all your folders as usual, and you can just pick the one where you want it to go. And then you, when you name this, make sure for right now our pictures always end like this one did with JPG. That's a JPEG file. It's a good way to save your pictures. It makes a small file on the drive, and when you try to save a JPEG, GIMP is going to ask you about some other options. We're not going to change any of these. You can just click save again, and then you can be assured that that picture was just saved in your network folder.